Good morning, doulas. I wanted to take just a quick minute to give you a mindset tip and something that I think has helped many clients. And that is thinking in terms of what you have control over. It's so easy, especially if you have some anxiety going on, to want to control everything around you. And that can make life really difficult at times because there's just some things we can't control. So look outside. For some of you, maybe it's raining. Maybe it's snowing somewhere. Maybe it's a beautiful end of summer day for you. But wherever you are, you clearly can't control the weather. You could want that beautiful sunny day and it's snowing. But what can you do? And what happens is we try to control things that are out of our control and we end up frustrated and discouraged. And sometimes we take something we can't even control and we start to blame ourselves that we're not good enough. We didn't do good enough. We can't make things happen. Weather's kind of an extreme case, but I hope that you're getting my idea. You know, we do this when we go to a birth. We think if I would have talked to her more about induction, if I would have been firmer, if I would have spent more time on, if I would have. Her decisions are out of your control. Let that sink in for a minute. Her decisions are out of your control. The client's decisions are out of your control. I hope that you're doing good prenatals, and we're going to be talking some more about value in prenatals, what we can do with prenatals, things that we can do to help our clients in the next few weeks. So I hope that you'll watch for that, because a good prenatal absolutely is a place that we have control. I can make some changes. I can talk more about, I notice over the last 5 births, these things are happening more commonly, and I need to spend time educating my clients. That you have control over. Again, you could do it all right, okay? And you can use the best tools and you can have those really big discussions. And you can be doing it. We'll use the word right. I don't love that word, but it's the best word I've got right now. You can be doing things, let's use well. You can be doing things really well because each of us is different. There isn't a right path. It's doing it well for the clients in front of us. You could be doing your job very, very well, and your client could still be influenced by people in her life. She could be influenced by her medical care provider. She could be influenced by the data that she's read. There are many places where she could be seeking influence that are past you. And she could make a choice that you feel like, man, this birth could have been completely different if I had just. And what happens? We start to blame ourselves. We question if we're a good doula. We end up in those really terrible spots. And if we don't make a correction, we can end up burned out. We can end up quitting because we don't think we're good enough. We can end up making ourselves smaller and making less and less impact on the clients that we do have influence with. Let's not go there. I want you to start really evaluating when you get in these situations. Do I have control? If it's like the weather and no, you don't, then stop. I have to accept that I would love to have a beautiful summer day, but it's snowing outside. I have to accept that. No, you can go a step further. What can I control? You can put on that really beautiful sweater that you love that makes you feel all warm and cozy. You can make yourself a really nice cup of coffee or a cup of hot chocolate. You can look at what's beautiful about it, or you can complain about it. And you can kind of make your day pretty miserable, right? For something you can't control. You have no control over it. The act of releasing control, the act of recognizing I don't have control over this, doesn't sound like much, but it's extraordinarily powerful. And then being able to take on and accepting and figuring out what you do have control over can really help you in moving forward. And when you do have influence, asking yourself how you want to use that influence. So let's say you are in a prenatal and the client is telling you things that make you think her doctor is leading and directing up to a cesarean section. You got to know those good coaching questions. You've got to be able to pull those and quickly move with them, helping the client to make her own decisions about what's happening. So we could come in there like a bull in a china shop and we could say, oh my God, he's prepping you for a C-section. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. But if she's built a good relationship with her provider, if she trusts her provider, if she thinks they're for her best interest, you're going to tear that up possibly. And she hasn't caught up to the way you're thinking. You are miles ahead of her at this moment. So, what if you ask her, it's really interesting at 15 weeks, they're talking about a small baby. What else have they said about that? How have you felt about that? Have you done any research? You want to hear what the client is thinking, how they're feeling about it. Well, they said I don't have to worry about it yet, but it could be a problem. And then she might say, but am I supposed to eat more to make the baby gain weight? Am I supposed to eat specific foods? Oh my gosh, that is a beautiful opening for you to have influence now. You have that beautiful opening. And now you can influence. So maybe you're not there yet with the doctor is kind of directing her. She hasn't caught up to you yet, but she is asking questions about what's being said. She is asking for guidance. You can help her now with good resources. You can teach her. You have that ability. And as you keep going, as you keep asking those beautiful high mileage questions to learn how your client thinks, to be able to support her, things just get better and better. All right, guys, I know that was short and sweet, but really this week, start looking when you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm doing a terrible job. They wouldn't have made that decision if I'd done better. Step back, take out your pen and paper. Do I have control over that? If the answer is no, stop beating yourself up. What can I have influence over? Do I have to accept this? I mean, whether there's no influence, unless you travel, that's your option, right? I mean, you could do that. But today, I still have to accept that maybe it's snowing outside and it's pretty miserable. But you have to start moving your mind around these things so that you're not trying to take control and ownership of things that are not yours to take control and ownership of. You will protect your emotional space. You will prevent burnout. You will be taking care of yourself. It's a boundary that we're setting. We're recognizing exactly where we have influence and where we don't. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. And I hope to see you in group coaching later on. Bye-bye.